Being in college, you're either around people your age or people less than 6 years older. You can easily forget that there were other parts of your life that didn't involve exams, late night, and constant restlessness. I'm only in my first semester of college, but it seems like the easy days of high school were so long. Kindergarten and preschool seem unimaginable sometimes. Honestly, last week seems like a really long time ago considering the amount of work that I've done since then. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I avoid phone calls from my family members, especially my grandma, because I need to just get a lot of work done. A lot of the times it's the same conversation over and over again. I get that constant phrase of, how's college going? And every time we just want to hang up the phone. My grandma is the worst offender of this. She's one of those older ladies that no matter how many times you tell the same story to, they'll want to hear it over and over and over again. She is also one that doesn't know how to text, and so she calls me about every hour on the hour. So I've learned to take the initiative and call her first between my walks to class. One day when I called her, my little cousin who's 5 was home from school. I could hear her in the background screaming, "Can I talk to Deja?" I could hear her wrestling my grandma for the phone until finally I heard, "Deja, when are you coming home?" And I said, "In 2 weeks for Thanksgiving." She responds,
"But 2 weeks is like my whole life,"
in the cutest voice in the entire world. My grandma and I both busted out into laughter. The struggles she has at her age are so different to ours. That little amount of laughter made my day so much better. For that moment, I honestly completely forgot that I was on my way to take a calculus exam. On my way back from calculus, I saw a line of little kids walking on campus, and they were holding on to these little rings, and each kid had one portion of the ring so that they wouldn't lose each other. They were all smiling and giggling and had no cares in the world. They were a part of the nursery that Penn State has on campus. I instantly thought of my little cousin and my days back in kindergarten that were so nice. As some of you can agree with me when I say that when you think of a particular moment in your life, you think of a sort of smell or some sort of sensory detail. Every day, some adult in my family would walk me to school because it was only 2 blocks away from my house. I remember the feeling of seeing all my friends as soon as I walked through the doors and running with my huge Hello Kitty backpack on. It wasn't really like a run, it was more like a weird waddle in a way. We started off the day all eating breakfast together in this little common room, and then we would have circle time, which was one of my favorite times. We would sing songs, tell stories, and then on Fridays, my favorite thing was show and tell. I miss the times when figuring out what you were going to bring to show and tell was the hard decision that you had to make for that week. After that, we would play math and spelling games, then it was lunch, and then it was my favorite part of the day, nap time. Now, I'm sure every college student misses those days where you can just sleep and the teacher was telling you to, and not that you slept because you were exhausted from staying up late the night before. If I can go back in time to my kindergarten self, I would definitely say to take as many naps as you can. After nap time, we would go back to learning some more. Every day, I remember being so excited to go to school. I would go home and tell my parents and my brother all about it. My little cousin lives with us now, and I see a lot of myself in her. When I finally went home for Thanksgiving break, it felt like she kept on telling me the same kindergarten stories over and over again, and I just couldn't help think, my poor parents and siblings who just listened to me talk about this place over and over.
We read books, we take breaks. Well, I do my ABCs. I count all the way like to 100.
I'm sure my family got sick and tired of me. I remember I said to her, I wish I could go back to kindergarten, and she said to me,
"Close your eyes and believe."
Once again, it was just the cutest thing in the world, and yes, I did take advice from a 5-year-old. She is a genius because it really worked. The following days of break, I just lacked so much motivation to get my work done. I took her advice and I closed my eyes for 1 minute, thought about what I used to love about kindergarten and a simpler time in my life. The smell of glue crayons, my mom's homemade peanut butter and jelly, fruit roll-ups, and the sound of all the little kids talking over each other at lunch, songs before nap time, and the bell at the end of the day. It was so long ago, but it's all still so vivid to me. So I challenge you, yes you, to take my little cousin's advice. When you are really stressed out and overwhelmed, I want you to close your eyes and think of a simple or relaxing time in your life. And I dare you to tell me that it doesn't make you feel at least a little bit better.